The Day of the Dead celebration, Celebración del Día de los Muertos. Preparations. Although the Day of the Dead celebration varies from region to region, almost all follow a same pattern of events. These are for both days of celebration. 1st of November, during which in some regions the memory of dead children is honored, whereas the 2nd day of November we honor the dead adults. 2 weeks before this celebration, there is an atmosphere of joy in the markets. Yellow cempasúchil and handful of other flowers are acquired. All the ingredients of the food for the offering are bought with happy anticipation before the visit of the relatives and passed away friends. In the eve of the celebration, friends and relatives agree to prepare the altar or decorate the house to receive the souls of the deceased. The preparation of the food begins, and the expectation grows. Altars and offerings, whereas the altars and the offerings vary as much as Mexico's landscapes, some traditions are almost unchanged. Presently, the Day of the Dead in Mexico is a mixture of Christian devotion with the customs and pre-Hispanic beliefs and materializes in the traditional altar offering. One of the most typical Mexican traditions, the altar offering is a respectful rite to the memory of the dead. Its intention is to attract their spirits. It's about giving to the deceased who return that day to visit their relatives the foods and objects they preferred when they were alive, so that they can enjoy themselves during this brief visit. In the offering or altar of the dead must not lack the representation of the 4 fundamental elements of nature. Earth, represented by fruits that feed the souls with their essence. Wind, represented by what moves, as light as the wind, generally prick paper or tissue paper. Water, a glass of water, so that the souls can calm their thirst after the long way they've had to cross to arrive at the altar. Fire, a candle for each remembered soul and one for the forgotten soul. Salt is also placed in the offering to purify, and copal burns to guide the souls with its scent. Cempasúchil flowers are scattered from the door to the altar to show the way to the souls, and some relative is always waiting there, hoping to prove respect and provide company. Skeletons and skulls. During the celebration of the Day of the Dead, candy skulls are prepared in different sizes. The sugar dissolves in water until a very thick syrup is obtained. Then it's cast into molds. When the sugar dries, it's decorated with colorful sugar filigree and paper cuts that shine in different colors, always writing a Christian name in the forehead of the skull. The buyer can thus give it to a friend or relative who will eat this skull. It's also used as an altar offering, representing the remembered dead. Amounts of skeletons are made with paper and as toys. All of them express the duality of life and death in human existence. This happens, by the way, in Mexico City, where the art of representing death has grown so that it's possible to find its sculptures in galleries and museums. Music, dances, and songs using masks. Masks play a very important role in the dances of the Season of the Dead, where the souls of the children and adults, women and men must be represented. It's understood that in traditional communities where the women are not allowed to dance in public, the men and children must represent their parts. Those that personify an ancestor who returns must dress to symbolize his presence and maintain his face hidden with makeup, a scarf, or a mask. These last ones are made of different materials, including carved wood, plastic, dyed cloth, or woven cave fabric. The dances of the mask go from serious to burlesque. In rural communities, the politicians and leaders of the people enjoy dancing incognito, representing the spirit of a woman. 1st of November, Watch of the Little Angels. The souls of the children return to their families to enjoy their company and feed. In some regions of Mexico, the children take the leader's role during the morning watch, honoring their dead brothers. At night, the adults maintain the watch in the cemetery, reviving the memories of their loved ones. 2nd day of November, Adults Watch. In this day, the souls of dead adults return to their families to spend some time with them, enjoying their company, besides feeding with the aroma of the offering that their relatives and friends have prepared for them. Sometimes the prayers are said during the day and then at night in the cemetery with music. The watch is the 1st of November. In the cemetery of Janitzio, a small town in Michoacán, Mexico, the pink light of the new day illuminates the small figures wrapped in their shawls, quietly seating before the tombs. The children, with their eyes still heavy with dream, join their parents to pay tribute to the memory of their dead, and the watch of the little angel begins. Another small town with an ancestral Day of the Dead celebration is Mixquic, located only 30 minutes away from Mexico City. The town illuminates its streets, churches, kiosks, and cemeteries, making this day a traditional one that brings thousands of visitors each year. For 2 days and 2 nights through all Mexico, watches are kept to honor their loved ones. In some regions, the watch is kept in the cemetery. In other regions, it's done at home. But the tradition is the same, to welcome and share some moments with the souls of relatives and friends. Although the tradition varies, the candles, flowers, and food to receive the souls that return is universal. Also, universal is a feeling of sadness and loss, together with the joy brought by the opportunity to revive and remember those who cannot be seen but can be felt.
Sangeya,